The science of agriculture, the land, the seeds, and the man.
Agricultural survival.
They have represented me with the worst image, but I know without a doubt that it's because of your lack of knowledge. Foresight, they don't have to see distance. That's why they're living in ignorance. I Selassie, I say, any country that use.
Hi, I'm your host tonight on What Matters at the Roundtable. Stanley West McPherson, September the 25th, 2018. Look, this year is getting out of here. We're already in September. Leaving. September's about out of here. We're about to go into another month. Hey, we're on Pegasus, Channel 13. Yes, Spectral TV Cable Network. We're live in the studio. Guess what? We got 6 days now, and guess what? You can see us at all times now. Sunday, 7:30 a.m. We're here Tuesday live, 7:30 p.m. But Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Thursday morning, at 7:30 a.m. And guess what? Friday at 7:30 p.m. and also Saturday at 1:30 p.m. So you got 6 days. So we are working around your schedule, okay? So you can catch us. And we have YouTube channel. So if you don't have cable, hey, you catch us on YouTube or Twitter. Got a Twitter account, okay? So you can catch us there as well, all right? So guess what? You can get the show. We'll put a link there, so you'll get it. And guess what? You would want to see the show, okay? Because what's going on, what we're saying is true and correct, and we're going after them. So we're letting you know that you can get us, all right? And if you want a link, we can give you a direct link, okay, to your phone or your tablet. But you can get it. So you can get us at any time on the World Wide Web, all right? So guess what? We're there on cable, and Canada getting us. So, hey, you can get us in any country. All you got to do is have the web. You got it, okay? And you'll see us. So we are here to help you. Also, I want to give shout-outs to let them know, the women know, hey, listen, take care of your people, take care of your family, take care of your children, because ain't nobody going to do it for you, Sunshine in Baltimore, Maryland. Also, Sunshine, my grandbaby, and Storm, my grandson. And also Rosadar in New York, New York, Rosadar S. Also, she have children. Take care of your babies. And Kendra. Also, we have Pimplia in Australia. Okay. We just MS, VVS. Also, Monica Live. It's so many of them that I give shout outs to, because I let them know that, hey, guess what? You can survive, and we're going to help you to do that, okay? Also, all natural, Shannon in the mall, okay? Listen, you need to do what you got to do. You take care of your family, get your business going, and we're here to support you to do that. So we're letting you know that, hey, do what you have to do. And this is why when we have this show, okay, to help people, a living wage. Also here with me in the studio, co-host Milton Webb. Milton, how you doing?
All right. What's up, Stan?
Good.
I want to give a shout out to my son up in Halifax, Canada. All right, Marcus Owens, and my daughter in British Columbia, Brieanna Anderson. Y'all be good. So, everybody out there, it's raining. Stay dry. And do the best you could do with what you got. These are hard times, and it don't seem like it, but these are hard times. And these bankers and these judges, they're not making it easy.
And so we're going to address that tonight. We're going to address, we dug up some things, and we're going to bring it to you, and plus some things that was on the record, okay? And the reason why we made some calls and we did some investigation, okay? Some things that they supposed to do that they don't do. So we did these things and come up with some interesting things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And we're going to bring it to you tonight. Okay? The first thing is NASDAQ and the Dow Jones and stocks, all of them closed at 5 o'clock today. 5 o'clock they closed. So that means they was selling and they was trading derivatives, they was betting on the weather, all kind of stuff. So the Bill of Exchange Act is in full effect. That means that law exists, okay? Today, at 5 o'clock, it exists. So for that point, we want to say that, hey, there's no reason why these district judge and magistrate judge ain't ruling on the law, okay, that is still in progress, as well as they was working today, as well as 5 o'clock today, okay? And we're saying that, hey, they're under, okay, misconduct, and they are disabled, okay? And they are enabled, and they are unable to what? To function in office and to rule, okay, on a case that everything is right there for them. The evidence and the law, okay? And here's another thing. The attorney for the bank purged himself under 28 U.S. Code 1746. It's called penalty of perjury. And this is the crime because it says perjury is a crime of intentionally lying or misrepresenting the truth to the court, okay, or government organization, okay, under the laws of the United States of America. See? So that's a travesty of justice that the judges are doing, okay, because they allowed this man to purge, and then they had a secret hearing, okay, because it was on the record, but they didn't want to say anything, okay, no ruling or nothing. And this man purged himself. Thomas Patrick Smith. That's who he is, okay? And he's a lawyer for the banks. But he purged himself, okay? And now we went into some other things. And we found out that what the courts are doing, okay, they are stalling. And their tactic is to try to wait till this die down and hope that this will go away and that they can do something secretly and try to push out some kind of misrepresentation or some kind of misdecision, but that's not working because the Bill of Exchange Act is 197 years old, and that's a landmark case, okay? It's like them trees out there. You know, them trees is 120, 150 years old, and when that's how this case is. That's how long that case is, and they can't touch it, okay? So they are staying silence. And to them, this is what they're doing. This is an insult to the legal system of justice. That's what they're doing. They're insulting the legal system by what they're doing. Okay? And the two judges are a travesty, okay, of justice, and it's a complete mockery. All right? It's a complete mockery of the protocols and procedures. Okay? And that's what they're doing. And guess what? We then went and made calls to the Judicial House Committee. And we asked them, did you get the paperwork we sent you? And we talked to one Pat, okay? And she listened, but then she said, oh, well, if they get to you. And I said, well, it's been a month. So you saying that if they don't get to me, that means I ain't gonna get no remedy. And they're not gonna look at my stuff. And they're gonna turn a deaf eye, a blind ear to what's going on. Why? Because they're judges, right? Okay, so what we're saying is we're going up the food chain, okay? And everything we did, we support, okay? And one of the judges, Thomas J. McVoy, he was appointed by President Reagan. So if he was appointed by the president, then we have some law that can remove him, because that is called the Federal Vacancy Reform Act of 1998, okay? Because why? Because he's unable to perform the functions and the duties, okay, that was handed down to him in that office. So he's enabled. He's disabled, okay? And he can't function. And when that happens, the law is clearly explicit that, hey, my friend, you have to be removed and someone else will take your spot, okay? And that's what this is, okay? This is dealing with functions of the court, okay, and their duties in that office once they have sworn. And see, that's where it says, right here, we're going to get that and show you that once they're appointed, then they sworn. See, a lot of them, they're not saying that. They don't want to uphold to that. But it says in this section, the term, okay, transitional inauguration, okay, means the date on which any person swears or affirms the oath of office, okay? Now, a judge, just like the president, they swear to an office, okay? And by him swearing to an office, he ain't upholding his duty, okay? And now, here's who put him in there. Okay? And a judge appointed by the president, okay? By the president and the consent of the Senate, okay? So the Senate put him in there, consented to it, and a court has it's under the Constitution, under Article 1 of the United States Constitution, that he was put in there. So he swore unto the Constitution of that office, and he is not doing that office. So we got two judges, okay? We got a senior judge. His name is Thomas James McVoy. Then we have David, okay, E. Peebles, and a magistrate judge. So these guys has motions in front of them, okay? These guys has consent, okay? No consent form, so nobody filled that out to say, well, you could take it upon yourself to do this, or you could do it without our consent or knowledge. No, we didn't sign that. They have a duty, okay, to give us a conference, all right, to control and manage the case. But they don't give us that. 60 days. They don't give us none of that. Now, they wait 120 days in the book, and we passed that. Now we going up to 180 days. So we didn't pass 120 days, and that's in their manual. This is their manual. This is 120 days. So they off the rocker and off the rules. They off the procedure and everything. So now we in another stat. We into violating the rules, the procedure, and the Constitution of the United States. Okay? So what they're doing is obstructing justice in a traverse of justice.
Now, and what happens behind this is, these judges, they do this thinking and knowing that no one knows about these stuff.
That's right.
All right? But what happens is we research everything we do.
Thank you.
We look at it. We see why does this happen and what is the cause of this if it happens. Where does it come from? Why do the judges get away with this? Because they're judges, because they get that, okay? They don't get locked up. If you start locking up some of these judges, all right, a lot of these things wouldn't go on, all right? We went into this thing and we sent this stuff out April the 13th, all right? We had a hearing. They canceled the hearing.
Thank you.
They wrote us and told us, well, you don't have to show up to the hearing. All right? So evidently, we're thinking, okay, we don't have to go to the hearing because there's not one. They're just going to do this behind closed doors. This banker went to the hearing,
yes, he did.
evidently,
Yeah.
and they talked with him. And now, all of a sudden, everything is being stalled. So when they stall this stuff, they're figuring, okay, we're just going to let it go. We're going to let it go. All right? But they keep forgetting. We understand to know that this is federal. All right? This is just like a murder. It never goes away. Okay? So you got to sit there and you got to look at, is this what they're trying to do, make it go away? They're trying to give up time to where like, oh, well, the time has passed. So we call them every day. We don't get no response of anything that's on the record or anything that's being made a decision. So we've had people tell us, oh, you need to stop calling every day and call once a week. We're not going to do that because we want to know. And if we start doing that, then it'll just get swept further and further and further under the rug.
That's right. That's right.
We want to know why this is happening. Why are you stalling? You got all of the stuff right there in front of you. All of these cases that we send you, we give you the case of it. So what are you looking into? We just want to know.
He's got the evidence.
Yes.
He's got the exhibits. He's got the evidence because, don't forget, it happened, okay, to the bank. We went to the bank. We have paperwork that we didn't gave him, recorded documents. We gave them, okay, to show what the banks did, how they violated.
Right.
Okay? That they didn't want to receive the promissory note. And the law says once they violate, I mean, they have to receive it. And if they don't, they got to pay 3 times as much. That's the law. They got it there. The judges got it and before them. And that's the landmark case that they can't do nothing with it because it's the Bill of Exchange. It's a negotiable instrument, and it's the Bill of Exchange Act. And that's saying that you can, okay, you can what? You can give them a promissory note. You can pay your debt with a promissory note, okay? And you can receive money from a promissory note. And the banks is doing it, but they're trying to use it as a loan. You know how many times they come on my phone and say, oh, you want a loan? You want No, it's a promissory note. You trying to get money from me back, you see, and this is how they do people.
Yes.
They take people's houses by saying, oh, it's a loan. Oh, yeah, put in for a loan. No, if the people knew what we knew, okay, they would take a promissory note to the bank and pay for their house.
That's right.
Okay, and pay for their car and pay because the bank have to do it. Okay? This is the law. They have to do it. Okay? And the judges know that. They know they have to do it. That's why they stalling, because they see that we ain't the guys that they thought we was. So what they're doing is that they are prejudicing us, okay, and partiality, all right, our case, all right? And don't forget, I done looked up, let me show you how much digging I done did. They call this judge the robbing room judge. That means he's the robbing courtroom judge. Why? Why did he get that title? Because he's robbing people, okay? That's why he got that title, because he ain't fair, because he ain't doing right. So they gave him that title because that's what he's doing. He's robbing people, okay? And when I seen that, I said, no wonder he gave him that, because that name fit him, because that's just what he's doing. He's robbing people. He's 80 years old. He's been appointed by President Reagan, okay? And he's sitting on his bench doing no good, you know? So he need to go. Get somebody else up there, buddy, because you ain't holding that office, okay, in impartiality to everyone. And you're not giving people the justice that they deserve, because they didn't prove my case. I didn't prove my case. And guess what? The banks then purged themselves, okay? Because what they did was they said, oh, I didn't, that's not me. Ha. You see, and that's this is document, court. See, this is document number 16. He said, oh, that's not me. But yet you swore to the court. Like I said, here we go again. It's called perjury is the crime of intentional lying. So he intentionally lying when he said, this ain't me, okay? And this is him, okay? This is his name. His name is up there, Thomas Patrick Smith, attorneys at law, okay? And this is his office, 119 East Seneca Street, Ithaca, New York. And that's where he's at. That's his office. He's there. But he says, oh, unknown, that ain't me. And so this is what they do. They sent me this. Let me show you what they sent me. They says, oh, hey, listen, we're going to send you this. And I'm going to show you what they sent. Here you go. I got 3 copies of him saying that that's not him, but they sent me this. Now, this you get from the post office when someone don't receive this or don't want to sign for something you sent them, certified mail return receipt. So the postal asked me, said, hey, this guy is saying that that's not him. So he asked me, do you have any kind of proof that you sent this to him? So I said, yeah. So I pulled out an envelope that had his name on it, his address on it, all of this. And I showed it to the postal. And he says, yep, that's him. And he signed it and sent it right back to them, okay? And now they later on send the card because they knew they couldn't get away with this. So what they was thinking was I was a sucker, a new jack to the law. And so they wasn't going to sign it. They were going to send it back and let me sign for this. So that means that they didn't sign it, and then they're going to purge to the court again, lie to the court all over again and say, we didn't get it. We didn't get proof of service. We didn't get this, proof of service. So the judge can throw out the case and go with them. But that's not the case. So now we got the 2 judges in the sling with Thomas Patrick Smith. Because Thomas Patrick Smith causes the judges the purge now. Obstruction of justice, he's causing them to do that now because what they're doing is a travesty of justice, okay? And they're purging themselves now okay? And this is how we got them. So I'm just giving you samples of what they're doing, okay? Because we already improved our case. And don't forget, the Dow Jones and NASDAQ has closed at 5 o'clock today.
Every day.
That's every day. But today is Tuesday, so that means that they're still going on, and that law is 197 years old, and it's still there. So that means that negotiable instruments, that means promissory notes, is still good now. So what are the judges are doing? Okay? And I'm going to get back to you on that. And I know some of y'all going to hit me up on Twitter because you see it, okay? And I know you going to want to know more, but guess what? You stay tuned because it's coming. And this is what we have for you. And this is why I've told you we did our homework. So now we going up the food chain to Judicial Committee. We going to every them. All of them get out of office because y'all don't want to do nothing, and y'all are saying, turning a deaf eye. The Second Circuit and all of them, they sending the stuff back, and we going after all. Obstruction of justice, each and every one of y'all. We'll get back with you next week. Our time is up, because it's half an hour, get out of here quickly, but don't worry, we'll be back with some more info for you. And they can't throw it out, and that's why they mad, because the law still exists. And the attorney purged himself. So the Bar Association going to get on him. They're going to just bar him because we got something for them too.
It all depends.
With that. Thank you.
Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. Gonna see from what year too much blood a run. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food happy in a ground. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to St. Anne's and left Kingston. When you plant a new crop, the world start clap. All human beings start embrace that. There is no solution in peace pollution. Them only mission is to create era than then. After election, them cut them one. Get a youth, take this message from this Rasta man. I and I. Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. Gonna see from what year too much blood a run. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food happy in a ground. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to St. Anne's and left Kingston.
What matters at the Roundtable. Stanley McPherson, not a minimum wage, not any other kind of wage, but a living wage. Our broadcast schedules are Sunday at 7:30 a.m., Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., Wednesday, 1:30 p.m., Thursday, 7:30 a.m., Friday, 7:30